Paige Kohler, if you have a question, raise your hand. I'll bring you this microphone. Start with Lucas.
Paige, just curious, how would you kind of assess this one? Obviously, you guys jumped out to that huge lead, had a big cushion throughout most of the game. Then obviously the fourth quarter, Buffalo kind of came back and made it a close game towards the end, but you guys still managed to pull out and get the win. Kind of just your overall thoughts on this one.
I think sometimes we do have rough starts, and to not have that today is great. That's a step in the right direction for us to come out and have, I don't know what our biggest lead was, maybe 20 or something. To come out and play like that is great, but, it takes a full 4 quarters. We can't just play well for 2 and take our foot off the gas. I think we slowed down a little bit in the second half when we had that lead, and we kind of relaxed. So, we got to keep going, keep the foot on the gas.
And for you, obviously, 6 for 7 for 3 tonight, 26 points, 8 for 11. For you, do you feel like kind of the shots were falling tonight, or did you teammates do a good job getting open looks?
Yeah, both of those. I feel like some games I kind of lack a little bit of confidence, but going into this game, I had in my head, every shot's going to go in. But my teammates did a great job of they set great screens to get me open, and then whoever had the ball found me as well. So kudos to them. They found me.
And then last one for me, you guys held Buffalo to just 5 points scoring in the second quarter. How big is that just for you guys going through the rest of the season, coming out with a good team like Ball State?
Yeah, they have some scorers down there too. So for us to be able to keep them in front and, limit them, that's huge for us. And sometimes, especially we had the lead going into the second quarter, and it's like if we can hold them to 5 or less points, it's like we'll be able to keep that lead. We need to score, but if you hold the other team to not scoring or scoring very low points, there's a high chance you're going to win the game.
Paige, with Donahue back or getting injured, what was kind of the offense like without her on the floor?
She sets the pace for us, and she's a very good decision maker. So to not have her, she drives the ball really hard. She finds teammates. She was the one finding me in the first half as well. So to not have that, it hurts us, and it hurts us on the defensive end as well because she pressures the ball. She leads us in steals. She's a great rebounder. So, all around, it really hurt us for sure.
And with the up and downs of today, what can you take positively into Saturday against Ball State?
Even though that third and fourth quarter were kind of rough, we still stuck with it. We took care of the ball down the stretch. We were calm and collected. So I would say that that was our biggest thing is, sometimes when teams go on a run like that, you can kind of freak out and turn the ball over and just kind of spaz out a little bit. But I would say we were able to still control the game down the stretch.
Any other questions for Paige? All right, awesome.
Thank you
very
guys.
much. So whenever you're ready, Coach, you can start us off with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, glad we got the home win. I thought Buffalo was really competitive. We came out pretty strong and felt like we took our foot off the gas a little bit coming out of the locker room in the third. And we knew it. I mean, because typically we slow down a little bit coming out of the locker room in the third. So I got to figure that out. Get their juices flowing a little bit, maybe a little warm up pre-tip for second half. But I thought they played hard. I thought they finished well because they closed that gap and it got a little tight, but we pulled through and we needed all of Paige's 26 points. So I'm glad she got hot and helped us win that game.
All right.
Coach, I think since you've gotten to Bowling Green, you guys in Buffalo have played a lot of really tough and close games. A couple in the MAC tournament, a couple of tough regular season games as well. Does this one mean anything different to get that win over Buffalo, despite them being a completely different team in years prior?
No, at this point we need wins. We're fighting for our life to get into this MAC tournament, and every win counts, every game counts. So we're going to treat every opponent like it's our last game because we need all these wins.
Did you see what happened with Nay on the play where she went down, and do you have any update on her?
Yeah, a little rolled ankle, and she got called for the charge, but I thought there was a little bit of contact there, but she just rolled it. She rolled it pretty good though. But if Nay, she's going to be ready to play by Saturday.
And then last one for me, you guys held Buffalo to just 5 points in that second quarter. Pretty big defensive quarter for you guys. I know you want to build this team on defense, kind of your guys' identity. How big is for that now that you're entering these final games of the season, now that you're going to Ball State on Saturday against a really good Ball State team, that you can take some of that film in the second quarter and take that into Saturday?
Yeah, we're capable. We played pretty tough defense throughout the conference schedule. And I think we're very capable. I think, the focus for 40 minutes is what we lack, but I think we're building on that. And we're going to have to play 40 minutes against Ball State. They're a very good team, but I think we're going to be ready. I think we'll be pretty energized for that game. It'll be the third year in a row we're at Ball State, which it is what it is. We play the games that are on the schedule, so we're looking forward to going up there or down
Coach.
there. Down there.
My bad. Coach, 21 points in that first quarter. Electric offensively, especially in the three-point shooting in that first quarter, similar to Coastal Carolina game on Saturday. What's working for you guys in that first quarter of play, and then how do you get out of those stretches in the second half, like you said, where you just come out of the locker room cold on offense?
Yeah, I think our preparation and energy is pretty good coming out of the gate. They get pretty amped up at the start of the game. We got to have that same kind of energy coming out of the locker room at halftime. I think if we do that, then we'll be fine. But I got to figure out a way to do that. That's on me.
Coach, I know we talk a lot about Paige, but 26 points, 9 rebounds. What can you kind of talk to her about being a leader in the stat column, but also on the court as well?
Yeah. I mean, we need her. We need that calming presence when things go south and we start to take our foot off the gas. We need her presence. So we need her to make plays. We need her voice. So she's an important piece to our puzzle, and she knows that, and she steps up. So we're thankful to have her, and she's only a junior. I think her game's going to continue to grow.
Sure. 46 paint points for Buffalo. I noticed you guys doubling the post some. You fronted some with Gherkin and Fern.
Yeah.
What was kind of your strategy going in, and did you kind of find a way to stop some of the paint play going towards the end of the game?
Yeah, we just kept on rotating bigger, fresher players in there, and tried to take away direct line passes. But I think it was a team thing. We didn't have great ball pressure up on top. Typically, we can get the ball off to the side, left to right. When the ball comes through from the middle, we got to have great ball pressure and not let the ball see that entry pass to the heart of the key. And then, I thought we could have been a little more physical. 21 was extremely physical, and if you don't match that physicality, she can make you look bad. So we just needed to do a better job with that. But I think we learned a lesson and tightened it up down the stretch.
Absolutely. And then you guys led by 22, eventually cut to 6, and then won by 11. Can you kind of talk about the greediness and competitiveness of this team that kind of never really gave up?
Yeah. I mean, Buffalo didn't give up. I mean, they just kept coming. I thought if we had a little more energy and a little more juice coming out of the locker room, I thought maybe we could have put them away. But once you give a team like that hope, they're going to play extra hard. They're fighting for their first win. I mean, I feel for them, but they're going to get one. They're going to get one before the season's over. I'm glad it's not us right now. So, but good luck to them.
Any other questions for Coach? All right.
Perfect.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, guys. Thanks for your coverage.